And I got scholarship. I was able to be among the chosen few. Form 2 tumeingia hivi, term ya kwanza walilipia. Sasa kukatokea na hii pandemic ya coronavirus, wakatuambia tukuje home. Mtu kama mimi sasa nilianza kushtuka, sasa nikasema nitasoma aje sasa. Wings to Fly program ikaleta hizi radio na solar zitusaidie kuniwezesha kuendelea kusoma hata kama ni usiku. Equity wao wanatupatia pesa kidogo ya mahitaji hapa nyumbani. Saa zingine nakanga tu chini naambia Mungu asante kwa kunisaidia nilijoin hii program. Najua naweza achieve dream yangu siku moja to become a lawyer. But kasi Wings to Fly singeweza kufika hapa hata kwenye nipo.
Kiswahili for Form 2 coming up right now and then
I love what I saw at Victory Gardens. The solar, street light, the water, service roads. It's just a home far away from home.
I would encourage everybody to go to Optiven. Actually, they are real. I wanted to build a retirement home. The serenity, the place is beautiful actually.
I am very happy and I am satisfied.
Thank you very much, Optiven. You have given me a home. I'm happy.
Optiven Limited, the pay-setters in real estate.
Do you own land or property in Nairobi? Hurry and clear your outstanding land rates. We have extended the 100% waiver on land rates up to 15th November 2020. So, collect your invoice from our cash office at Times Tower Banking Hall or City Hall and Makadara offices and pay today only through the Nairobi County Revenue Collection accounts at Cooperative Bank of Kenya. You stand to gain 100% from the 100% waiver extension. At the end of the waiver period, KRA will institute enforcement measures. Terms and conditions apply.
Istiqbal is now in Kenya. We are the voice for quality, colorful, innovative, and functional home furniture with presence in 92 countries worldwide. We have it all. Sofas, beds, dining, and mattresses. Celebrate our end-year sale of 50% off. Yes, everything at half price from 2nd November to 31st December. Visit our showroom at Panesar Center, Mombasa Road, opposite Airtel.
It is important to note that the order by the Police Inspector General about a 20k fine if caught in public without a mask will not be the first time ya serikali kukula pesa ya mask. Also, it's the second time Kenyans will pay dearly for masks they have not worn.
Nikiona unanilenga. Kuna vile yani siku hizi tulikuanga mabest. No, not your ancestors. What is controlling you? There's an evil thing. Because that is hate, isn't it?
So blue ticking is the work of the devil.
Aki, my God. Please.
Kulenga. What's the SI unit ya kulenga?
Hebu niambie wewe ni daktari.
Collect your invoice from our cash office at Times Tower Banking Hall or City Hall and Makadara offices and pay today only through the Nairobi County Revenue Collection accounts at Cooperative Bank of Kenya. You stand to gain 100% from the 100% waiver extension.
This is NTV.
Good evening. You're watching NTV tonight, and for the next hour, we're going to be looking at the day's top stories. Here is a taste.
Tonight, Nakuru County is increasingly a concern. 68 students at Bahati Girls Secondary School test COVID-19 positive. 115 others are in isolation.
the girls are in stable condition, and most of them, they are already what we call asthmatic.
However, school resumption plans are still on.
We shall be able to rearrange the timetable in such a way that the children do not lose the whole academic year.
Plus, keep your mask on, whether on foot or in a vehicle, or get arrested even by county askaris under the new enforcement unit.
If people are not on face mask, not keeping social distance, will support the county governments.
Fears of brutal and inhuman enforcement, as seen months ago, are rife.
We foresee the SCU replicating Nigeria's SARS, which has been roundly condemned for massive human rights violation.
Also tonight, the secret high-level meeting at State House that could see the government back down on some assertions in the Building Bridges Initiative report. And will Donald get trumped, or is the White House set for Biden? Trump cries foul as Biden exudes confidence in becoming the next president of the United States. I'm Olive Burrows, and our sign language interpreter tonight is Flora Atieno. Learning has been disrupted at Bahati Girls High School in Nakuru following the confirmation of at least 75 positive COVID-19 cases, and they involve students and staff. The school has now been converted into an isolation facility, and up to 3/4 of the student population quarantined. Rusanwe reports that this is not the only school in Nakuru County to experience an outbreak.
Days after 60 students and staff at Kolanya Secondary School in Busia County were confirmed to have tested positive for COVID-19, perhaps the worst outbreak in learning institutions has gripped Bahati Girls High School in Nakuru. 75 individuals, including 68 students, 5 teachers and 2 support staff have tested positive for the disease.
We had 4 girls who turned positive, and therefore we decided to do a mass testing. We have been doing what we call the target testing in Nakuru County, and the Bahati Girls was one of the schools that we did target testing. We also have another one child that turned positive just here in Nakuru. That school is a day school, and the student was isolated, and is doing very well.
A patient who was admitted at the Nakuru hospital after developing complications is said to be in stable condition. The county's administration is calling on parents to stay calm.
I want to assure the parents and also the members of the public that they should not be worried, because the girls are in stable condition, and most of them, they are already what we call asthmatic. They don't have the signs.
The boarding school has a population of 183 candidates, 115 of whom have now been isolated within the institution for being in contact with the confirmed patients.
It is a better method of managing this COVID-19, because if like now we decide to close down the school, it means that all the students will now spread the diseases to where they are coming from. And therefore, when we are managing them from that school, it will be a better way of managing the problem.
Nakuru County, which is among the leading counties in the number of infections across the country, currently stands at a positivity rate of 11%, just shy of the national average of 16%. The outbreak comes days after Nakuru County Assembly suspended operations after some county workers tested positive for the virus. 34 patients have been admitted in different hospitals within the county.
Tangu hii ugonjwa izuke hapa Nakuru, tumekuwa na wagonjwa zaidi ya 3,062 na wengi wa wagonjwa wetu wako huko manyumbani, ni wale tunaweka home based care, na kwa jumla tuko na wagonjwa 1,508 ambao wako kwa home based care, na wale wamepona kupitia kwa home based care ni 1,026.
The county government is urging residents to adhere strictly to preventive measures. Ruth Sarmoi, NTV, Nakuru.
Full resumption of learning activities may resume on the take note 3rd of January 2021 if a plan mooted by the Ministry of Education sees the light of day. Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha says a stakeholders meeting will be called to look into the concerns and how to ensure strict adherence to public health protocols. Magoha was speaking shortly after inspecting the construction of school desks in the Mount Kenya region.
A new timetable shall be worked on, and we shall overcome this. As far as examinations are concerned, we are going ahead to prepare the students for exams, and the exams shall be done. We shall tweak a timetable which we shall make public very, very soon, but it will not be materially different from the one that we had given before. And we still hope that as we even open in January, we shall be able to rearrange the timetable in such a way that the children do not lose a whole academic year. We as a government are going to meet education stakeholders in the very near future to map out how best to plan for the children that are still out of school.
There may be another opportunity for a review of the recommendations contained in the Building Bridges Initiative report if a plan by President Uhuru Kenyatta and top party leaders is actualized. NTV understands that a meeting between the president and the leaders of 5 parties at a State House yesterday resolved to accommodate dissenting voices and opinion before the drafting of a constitutional amendment bill. Vincent Odor has more.
NTV understands that the meeting was attended by top party leaders at State House, Nairobi, and chaired by President Uhuru Kenyatta. Those said to have participated are ODM leader Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka of Wiper, ANC's Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula of Ford Kenya, and KANU Secretary General Nick Salat on behalf of Chairman Gideon Moi. The president is said to have resolved to allow another opportunity for a review of the recommendations of the BBI report to accommodate dissenting views. It is, however, unclear how these will be structured. The leaders reportedly resolved to form a committee that will document the divergent views geared towards fine-tuning the report before coming up with a constitution amendment bill, which will head to county assemblies for debate. There have been protestations from various quarters against the process and end product led by Deputy President William Ruto. The opponents are calling for a review of the proposals if the country is to achieve an uncontested referendum. The contentious proposals include sections of devolution, representation of the people, structure of government, judicial reforms, and the gender question. Meanwhile, the National Council of Churches of Kenya, NCCK, is not only calling for an inclusive national dialogue, but also a comprehensive civic education program on the BBI report and its proposals.
The two-thirds gender principle has not been adequately addressed despite the expansion of the National Assembly by 70 members. The provisions in this regard require further consideration to resolve this. Further, we find that the transfer of women representatives from the National Assembly to the Senate will deny women opportunity to be appointed cabinet ministers.
NCCK wants contentious sections ironed out. Vincent Odur, NTV.
Moi Referral Hospital in Voi, Taita Taveta County has scaled down its operations to allow for sanitization after 8 healthcare workers tested positive for COVID-19. The county says that the radiology, casualty, laboratory and theatre services will be affected from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. to allow for disinfection, fumigation and enforcement of the necessary COVID-19 containment protocols. Only one theatre shall be operational and shall only attend to emergency surgical cases. The situation has caused concern as this is one of the key hospitals in the county. A crackdown on adherence to public health protocols to contain the spread of COVID-19 has begun. And woe unto you if you should flout even the most basic, as simple as wearing a face mask. But as the special COVID-19 enforcement unit gets down to work, human rights activists are concerned over potential disregard for human rights, as seen earlier in the year. Seth Olale has the details.
Past actions by the police officers have come back to haunt the service, whose leader, the Inspector General, is now trying to restore public confidence in the wake of a new preventive guidelines and a surge in infections.
I also appeal to the members of the public to cooperate with the law enforcement agencies by adhering to the set COVID-19 protocols and regulations.
President Uhuru Kenyatta on Wednesday created a special COVID-19 enforcement unit, which includes government administrators and county officials, in combating the pandemic by ensuring strict adherence to protocols.
That multi-agency team have kick-started.
We worked even with the intelligence, with the DCI, with the chiefs, on all those people. So we easily work together with those teams because we are together. And we are able to enforce the laws as they are.
But human rights crusaders are having none of it.
It is public knowledge how the people have suffered during this period in the hands of the security agencies. And there are numerous cases of wanton violations, which include the killing of the 13-year-old Yasin Moyo. It is our firm belief that the SEU, if left to operate as announced, will cause more harm than good to the people of Kenya. We foresee the SEU replicating Nigeria's SARS, which has been roundly condemned for massive human rights violation, extrajudicial killings, and enforced disappearance.
The respective units constituting the Special COVID-19 Enforcement Unit can also act independently, meaning a county askari can apprehend offenders, including those who do not have face masks in public.
If people are not on face mask, not keeping social distance, will support the county governments.
The activists want officers to exercise restraint.
COVID-19 is not a security issue. COVID-19 is a social, economic, political matter that must bring together all actors to address how we can contain this disease and save lives.
Both private and public motorists who fail to observe the public health protocols will also have their licenses revoked, and owners of bars that flout the rules will be arrested. The orders from the Inspector General to law enforcers to effect the newly introduced COVID-19 containment measures come a week after top government administrators were instructed by the Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i to implement government agenda. Seth Olale, NTV, Nairobi.
As Kenya's authorities recommit to cracking the whip on those who flout its COVID-19 containment measures, let's take a look at how other countries around the world have managed their second waves of infection. First, which other countries presently experiencing a second wave, while our whole continent, that is Europe, is experiencing a surge in infections, as is the US of A. Now, I know we are all focused on the numbers surrounding the US elections, but another number that is rising and fast is the number of infections. They had their total daily increase in number of daily infections on Wednesday, and that figure was 103,000. Now, there's a good reason, and that explains why the coronavirus has been integral or a major part of the debate in the U.S. elections, and that's because the administration of President Donald Trump more or less surrendered the fight against the virus, with his White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, stating, "We are not going to control the pandemic. We are going to control the fact that we get vaccines therapeutics, and other mitigations. The quote is on your screens there, and that could explain why the numbers in the U.S. continue to rise and why they're position 1 when it comes to infections, the high number of infections rather, although President Donald Trump has attributed it to their testing level, saying that testing is superior to that of any other country. But the American voters were the judge on that one. Now let's take a look at the other extreme, and that other extreme is Europe, and the countries that have recently reinstituted lockdowns have been joined by Greece. Greece is the latest country in Europe to reinstitute a lockdown, and the others are Britain, France, Belgium, Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands. But some of these are partial lockdowns, with Italy taking a regional approach where cases are highest, those that branding their red zones, and Spain has also rejected a total lockdown. Where does Kenya stand? We'll be taking a look at her numbers in a short while. But before then, the lead prosecutor of the International Criminal Court in The Hague now wants Kenyan authorities to facilitate the surrender of 2 other individuals accused of interfering with witnesses during the Kenya Crimes Against Humanity trial. Fatou Bensouda has welcomed the voluntary surrender and transfer to the custody of the court of lawyer Paul Gisheru. Zainab Ismail has the details.
Lawyer Paul Gisheru, who surrendered to Dutch authorities 5 years since an arrest warrant was issued against him by the International Criminal Court, will make his initial appearance before the court on Friday, 2 p.m. East African time. Through a statement, ICC prosecutor Fatou Bensouda says the voluntary surrender and transfer to custody of the suspect was a welcome news in the judicial process of the case. The statement further says Gisheru, alongside another suspect, Philip Kipkoech Bet, were involved in an organized and systematic criminal case aimed at approaching and corrupting 6 prosecution witnesses through bribes and other inducements in exchange for withdrawing as witnesses or recanting their previous statements. The ICC prosecutor now wants the Kenyan government to facilitate the surrender of Kipkoech Bet and journalist Walter Barasa to be tried as per the Rome Statute. The court issued a warrant of arrest against Barasa on the 2nd of August 2013, also on accusation of interfering with witnesses. During the case and the beginning of his troubles, Gisheru wrote to the office of the prosecutor demanding the removal of a witness from the prosecution list, telling the prosecution that his client had recanted his statement and was unwilling to testify. In the first case, he was accused of offering 5 million shillings in exchange for a witness identified as P397 withdrawing their testimony, and subsequently signed numerous affidavits for witnesses who either withdrew or recanted their statements. During the first appearance, the pretrial chamber is expected to confirm the identity of the suspect, ensure that the suspect understands the charges, confirms the language in which the proceedings should be conducted, and sets a date to begin the confirmation of charges. Zainab Ismail, NTV.
We take a break, but on the other side, we'll be bringing you news on how the authorities intend to enforce the enforcement of the COVID-19 mitigation measures in PSVs and private vehicles.
By training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology. to fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice. Fresh Fry Premium Cooking Oil now has a new look and an advanced spout and seal. Triple refined, 0 cholesterol and natural vitamin E. Fresh Fry, always heart-friendly. Now it's even more cooking-friendly. Fresh Fry, the premium cooking oil for healthy living.
I love what I saw at Victory Gardens. The solar, street light, the water, service roads. It's just a home far away from home.
I would encourage everybody to go to Optiven. Actually, they are real. I wanted to build a retirement home. The serenity, the place is beautiful actually.
I am very happy and I am satisfied.
Thank you very much, Optiven. You have given me a home. I'm happy.
Optiven Limited, the pacesetters in real estate.
My primary school life was difficult, but my mom struggled and I managed to finish the class 8, 2016. I knew back in my heart that minus getting a scholarship, I couldn't make it for the high school. My friend told me all benefit of Wings to Fly, scholarship, school fees, shopping, transport. I knew that there's no any option to get the school fees. That's why I went to apply the scholarship. My mom was called back and told that Edwin got the scholarship. I knew it that my dreams would come to pass. 2020, when the coronavirus pandemic came, I was very worried about my KCC, but Wings to Fly gave us light system and the radio that we will continue lessons with it. Now I can read at night and wake up very early in the morning, like 4, to go through my books. Before I got the scholarship, it was like darkness was before me. But when I got the Wings to Fly scholarship, light has come to my life, and I am sure that by God's grace, I will go to the best university in this world, which is Oxford, to partake medicine and surgery, and I can see my future being very, very good.
When the world changed, it made us go back to the simple joys and love the little things even more, like serving up your best, eating together, and sharing more. Now, we'll take nothing for granted and always remember to taste the simple joys. Coca-Cola, taste the simple joys.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Kenya Medical Training College will hold its 88th graduation ceremony on December 3rd, 2020, virtually at KMTC Graduation Square, Nairobi from 10 a.m. Graduates must pay a graduation fee of 2,500 to National Bank. A donning graduation gown will be optional, and graduates wishing to get one can visit KMTC headquarters in Nairobi from November 4, 2020 to November 20th, 2020. We invite you to join the live event on Facebook at KMTC Official and YouTube at KMTC Official. KMTC, training for better health.
It is important to note that the order by the Police Inspector General about a 20k fine if caught in public without a mask will not be the first time ya serikali kukula pesa ya mask. Also, it's the second time Kenyans will pay dearly for masks they have not worn.
Nikiona unanilenga. Kuna vile yani siku hizi tulikuanga mabest. No, not your ancestors. What is controlling you? There's an evil thing. Because that is hate, isn't it?
So blue ticking is the work of the devil.
Aki, my God. Please.
Kulenga. What's the
Dr.
SI
Kingori,
unit ya
please.
kulenga?
Hebu niambie wewe ni daktari.
Collect your invoice from our cash office at Times Tower Banking Hall or City Hall and Makadara offices and pay today only through the Nairobi County Revenue Collection accounts at Cooperative Bank of Kenya. You stand to gain 100% from the 100% waiver extension.
Thank you for staying with us on NTV tonight. 400 people have died and more than 20,000 others have been displaced due to rising water levels in Rift Valley lakes and the Lake Victoria Basin. As the humanitarian crisis in the surrounding communities escalates, the government wants those living near water bodies to move to higher ground. Bridget Ngana reports.
It is a phenomenon scientists say occurs every half a century in the country, with the last recorded rise in water levels across the Rift Valley happening in 1963. But none compares to the scale of this one, more so from a humanitarian point of view.
If 5,000 homesteads, you give it an average that every homestead has got about maybe 5 people, then it is 5 times 5,000. Then you can begin to have an indication, you get an indication of how many people have been globally affected.
But that's not all. Access to critical facilities and essential services have also been affected.
Some of these areas had schools, had hospitals, had roads, had bridges. Bridges that were used to facilitate movement as people engage in their day-to-day economic activities. And therefore, they cannot be able to do that for now.
Here at the Lake Nakuru National Park, the flamingo population has declined drastically to just hundreds of thousands in recent sightings.
The park is operational and we are doing the roads. Come and enjoy Lake Nakuru National Park.
The current episode in the 10 Rift Valley lakes began a decade ago, affecting to a great extent tourism activities along this belt. A team of environmental scientists have been studying the phenomenon across the valley. There is no end in sight, it appears.
It is not easy to predict how tomorrow will be like. It may reside and go back, or seed go back, or it may actually continue to expand. And therefore, the government has been monitoring what is happening in various facilities and even various lakes. One of the facilities that is being monitored closely is the Takwel Dam.
The government is providing temporary shelter, food and non-food items to those affected as it awaits the findings of the ongoing multi-agency study to understand the cause of the environmental phenomenon and possible solutions. Bridget Ngana, NTV, Nakuru.
The knife-edge U.S. presidential race tilted to the left towards Democrat Joe Biden, who appears to be on track to win enough states in the race to the White House. This even as his challenger, the incumbent President Donald Trump, threatened to dismiss the possible victory by challenging its legality in court. Trump's legal challenge comes after it became clear that it would be difficult for the Republican to withstand a late blue surge in states such as Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, protesters have taken to the streets of several cities to demand that counting be allowed to continue, while others have called for counting to stop.
Tallying of votes continued in the remaining battleground states where huge turnout and a mountain of mail-in ballots sent by voters trying to avoid exposure to the coronavirus made the job all the harder. The cliffhanger election race is moving to a pivotal point in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona and Nevada as the final votes are counted, and which could swing the White House toward former Vice President Joe Biden or hand President Donald Trump a second term. The Democratic candidate is also currently leading in Nevada and Arizona, while the gap is closing between him and Trump as counting continues in Georgia. The race in Georgia is turning out to be a dead heat, with Biden snapping at Trump's heel. Trump's lead had narrowed to about 18,000 votes. About 60,000 votes remain to be counted. There is also a close contest in Nevada with an estimated 200,000 ballots outstanding. Thursday afternoon, Biden was leading with 265 electoral votes against Trump's 214. The former VP is 6 electoral votes away from the win.
I'm confident we'll emerge victorious. But this will not be my victory alone or our victory alone. It'll be a victory for the American people, for our democracy, for America.
If Biden wins in Pennsylvania, the race will be over. Thousands of mostly mail-in votes remain uncounted as at Thursday afternoon U.S. time, with Biden trailing by just more than 135,000 votes. While Biden's campaigners continued to express confidence, Trump's re-election campaign attempted to halt vote counting in Pennsylvania and Michigan, sought a recount in Wisconsin, and challenged the handling of ballots in Georgia.
The Democrats do think you're stupid, and they do think you're fools, and that's why you get called deplorable and chumps. It's over. We're going to stick with this. We're going to win this election. We've actually won it. Just a matter of counting the votes fairly.
Tension also shifted to the streets. However, there's been no report of unrest, which some feared just ahead of the election, prompting businesses in various major city centers to board up windows. Thousands of Joe Biden supporters marched in New York to demand every vote in the tight presidential election be counted, as some Donald Trump supporters protested in Detroit, demanding a halt to ballot counting in the key state of Michigan. Trump has taken to Twitter to protest as he claims foul play, demanding the counting must be stopped. He also claims that he will legally challenge all of the recent Biden-claimed states for vote fraud and state election fraud, adding that they have plenty of proof and that they will win. After trailing President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden by tens of millions of votes, rapper Kanye West conceded defeat and indicated that he is in the White House race in 2024. West received about 60,000 votes in the 2020 presidential election, despite some polls indicating his support was as high as 2% nationwide. Democrat Joe Biden has so far raked up a record of 71.5 million votes and has said he will win enough states to become president, but key results remain outstanding.
Back home, the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, has cracked the whip and suspended the driving licenses of 9 rogue matatu drivers who were exposed here on NTV on Tuesday. The drivers were recklessly driving on the wrong side of the road to avoid traffic along Nairobi's Moi Avenue. Alex Mwangi reports.
What has become the norm for these matatu operators has led them into the arms of the law. The National Transport and Safety Authority has suspended the public service vehicle licenses of these matatus and the driving licenses of the 9 matatu drivers following this rogue driving on the wrong side of the road during the evening rush hour earlier this week. It's the kind of driving that not only endangers the lives of pedestrians, but also puts passengers at risk. The area where they were flouting the law has been the scene of accidents in the past, some fatal. NTSA identified the circles involved as Super Metro, Triple S Services, Manmo, Babadogo 25, Sony Classic, and Metro Trans. The 9 drivers will be required to undergo another driving test to ascertain the suitability of restoring their licenses. NTSA has directed the 6 circles involved to furnish it with various policy documents relating to the management of driver and conductor discipline and other road safety measures. All the operators involved are also to present a percentage of their fleet for compliance inspection at the Likoni Inspection Center within the next 7 days. The outcome of the inspection will determine if further action is to be taken against the circles. Alex Mwangi, NTV.
Perhaps it's fitting that Alex Mwangi leads us up to our next break, which is for the business news with Dan Mwangi.
Wakenya, hii fight hatukuchagua, lakini tuko na choice. Tuchague kujilinda. Tuchague kuprotect familia zetu. Tuchague usafi. Kuosha mikono. Kuosha manyumba zetu. Ndio tulinde watoto wetu. Na tuvae mask. Future yetu iko mikononi mwetu. Kenya, let's do it for the ones we love.
For a better tomorrow, don't forget to do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate every night.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka.
Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
So vile nasema, wacha nikubatie statistics. Niko na gamia 1,500. Tunakuwa drapo gamia na kuwa 6,000. 2,000 natengeneza leather, natengeneza viatu, wallet, kibeti, nauza hapa, na batia wewe 50%. Wacha niweke credit nikupigie.
Namna gani wewe? Hii mambo ya kuishiwa na credit kila saa? Come on. Nunua hiyo simu ya Vodafone. Calling fiber to fiber is 0 shillings per minute. And it is not expensive. Only 2,999 Kenya shillings.
Alo hali wa. Hata fadhali hiyo credit ikae ninunue simu basi.
Faibika leo na Vodafone for only 2,999 Kenya shillings. It will always be free to call fiber to fiber.
Answers here. Wow, what a nice gift. I would definitely give this next time.
Cousins Baby Gift Pack, a carefully selected range of safe baby products with natural goodness, trusted for decades by millions of moms across Africa. Cousins Baby, the gift that keeps on giving.
Fun and food go together beautifully at GMC Place. Enjoy our succulent meals in a serene setting with a varied choice of fun games for the little ones. Cup it up with a cuppa or a cocktail, all available to your taste. Discover the joy of a warm pool by diving into the Blue Oasis heated pool. Or at GMC Place, the fun never ends. Make your reservation today on 0701 560 560.
The Samsung BlueTech sale is backed by popular demand. Up to 20% off on selected mobile devices, along with additional 50% screen replacement offer on the Galaxy S20 series. Enjoy up to 30% off on selected TVs, refrigerators, washing machines, and other home appliances. Don't miss out on these unbeatable deals. Visit your nearest participating Samsung dealer store to enjoy this and many more offers.
Istiqbal is now in Kenya. We are the voice for quality, colorful, innovative, and functional home furniture with presence in 92 countries worldwide. We have it all: sofas, beds, dining, and mattresses. Celebrate our end-year sale of 50% off. Yes, everything at half price from 2nd November to 31st December. Visit our showroom at Panasar Center, Mombasa Road, opposite Airtel.
Good evening and welcome to NTV Business. I'm Dan Mwangi. Now, Kenyan exporters of processed oil and products and manufactured metals stand to lose the most should the rising political tensions in neighboring Ethiopia deteriorate further and undermine the country's business environment. In 2018 alone, the two categories exported goods worth 612 billion shillings to Ethiopia as businesses in Kenya sought a piece of the vast Ethiopian market. Judith Cherono now takes a closer look of the risks Kenyan businesses face in light of developments in Ethiopia.
Ethiopia's vast market, with a population twice as large as Kenya's, has been a key attraction for Kenyan business ventures looking to widen their regional footprint. In June 2020, Ethiopia's communications regulator said it had received 12 bids for the two telecommunication service provision licenses floated, with Kenya's Safaricom listed amongst the bidders. Kenya's largest bank by asset base, KCB Group, is also angling for the Ethiopian market.
We continue to have a long-term view, especially for the market in Ethiopia. So that remains a blue area for us. If you see opportunities coming through and consolidating our businesses from where we are.
Deepening political strife is, however, now threatening to dim the allure of Ethiopia's business environment as investors weigh the risks associated with rising tensions and what that would mean for their business prospects. On average, Kenya exports merchandise worth 7.1 billion shillings every year to Ethiopia, with exporters of processed oil products, manufactured metals, disinfectants and pesticides accounting for the lion's share of the exports. It is businesses in these segments that would suffer the largest dent should the situation adversely affect Ethiopia's appetite for imports. Kenya, on the other hand, imports on average merchandise worth 1.2 billion shillings per annum from Ethiopia's, the bulk of which is maize, which plays a crucial role in plunging the shortfall in local production and stabilizing supply and prices in the domestic market. In May 2018, Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed visited Kenya with a goal of strengthening bilateral ties and integration between the two countries. Business players in Kenya now hope the evolving situation in Ethiopia will be arrested before it dents their fortunes. Judith Cherono, NTV.
And for an update of the situation in Ethiopia, we shall be having a story by Helen Aura after the business news. Now, the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority says it has not approved an increase in electricity prices in the country, arguing that the proposal by Kenya Power to revise electricity tariffs upwards by at least 20% is still under review. The statement by EPRA comes a day after sources within the authority told the Business Daily that the tariffs had in fact been approved already and would be gazetted soon. Amid falling returns that have seen it issue its third profit warning in a row this year, Kenya Power is seeking to increase the consumption charge for usage of less than 100 kilowatts per month to 12 shillings and 50 cents from the current average of 10 shillings, while consumers of above 100 units will have to part with nearly 4 shillings. Now, every year, Kenyans are estimated to consume about 390,000 metric tons of meat, about 70% of which is sold in informal markets. Often, questions around the quality of the meat products circulating in the market have arisen, with many consumers unclear as to how to verify this. Alex Mwangi spoke to a meat expert, and this is what he gathered.
Be it chicken, goats or cows, what's for certain this festive season is that Kenyans will eat more meat as they make merry. The safety of the meat is paramount, so how does one know which one to go for?
Let me say the quality meat may not all the time be necessary be able to be designed by looking at it. It is sometimes not easy.
For many, the decision on the quality of the meat is largely determined by its color. Here's what you should know about the coloration.
The colors that are bad will be the green colors, which means the bacteria are growing there and they are producing chemicals that are reacting with what is in the meat, giving you a different color. The other one is yellow color, because of that will always be found in the fats, because it is being deposited because of the fats and lipids, the lipids that are there. The other thing you find when the meat is bad, the meat becomes slimy. You touch, it sticks on your hand.
The festive season sees many Kenyans slaughter animals at home. This practice ensures fresh meat, but is one which should also be done with the benefit of adequate knowledge to ensure that what is consumed is healthy for the body.
That animal before slaughter, it was fed properly. When the animal reached the slaughterhouse, it was rested for a period of time for it to be able to replenish its body energy reserves. The quality of the meat will depend on some of these factors that look very innocuous, but they are very important.
Kenyans on average consume about 16 kilograms of meat per capita per annum. Alex Mwangi, NTV.
Kenya's unit trust's landscape has a new entrant, with the Capital Markets Authority having granted Absa Asset Management the green light for the registration of Absa Unit Trust Funds. Absa Unit Trust Funds will comprise of the 5 funds, namely Absa Shilling Fund, Absa Dollar Fund, Absa Bond Fund, Absa Equity Fund, and the Absa Balanced Fund, and is a fully owned subsidiary of Absa Bank Kenya PLC. The market regulator notes that the approval The approval to register ABSA unit trust funds has been issued in accordance with Section 30 of the Capital Markets Act and Part 2 of the Capital Markets Collective Investment Schemes Regulations of 2001. Now, this comes just 2 months after the Capital Markets Authority issued guidelines on performance reporting on collective investment schemes.
Once the reporting and measurement guideline that we gave is to guide the market so that we see these performances of the different CISs can be comparable. So it's not targeting just one firm, it's targeting the entire market. And we are glad to this because it was market driven. There was a lot of input from the market.
That's it for Business. Business I, Dan Mwangi. Good night.
Answer's here. Yes. Wow, what a nice gift. I would definitely give this next time.
Cousins Baby Gift Pack, a carefully selected range of safe baby products with natural goodness, trusted for decades by millions of moms across Africa. Cousins Baby, the gift that keeps on giving.
How much?
Hii ni so.
Hii ni 20 bob na hii ni so na zote ni the same size.
While other networks discriminate, sisi hatubagui, tuna serve everybody. Get to Bonga 10 and enjoy 100 minutes Airtel to Airtel. Dial *544#. Not just for a few, but for every one of you. Airtel, the honest network.
Are you thinking of bringing light into your house? Think of Sumo Candle. Why Sumo Candle? It is non-drip, doesn't smell and has no smoke. It's giving you money value by burning for a long time, and it is also brighter. Any day, anytime, Sumo Candle is the best for you. Purchase Sumo Candle from the nearest shop at a pocket-friendly price. Always smile and walk with Sumo Candle from Rock Industries Limited. For inquiries, visit our offices at Ndume Road off Lungalunga Road, behind Carton Manufacturers near Sinai Stage. You can also talk to us through 0722 575 619 or 0736 028 181.
Like every mother, I'm worried about dangerous insects, especially mosquitoes, which spread diseases like malaria to my loved ones. This year, I'm not afraid. I'm using Mortein Doom. Mortein Doom All Insect Killer provides protection in seconds. Not even a single mosquito is spared, because even one mosquito bite can cause malaria. Mortein Doom provides protection in seconds.
Parenting is all about learning when to be tough and when to be gentle. Tough, gentle. But when it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Tough call. Panadol Baby and Infant. Tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Do your gums hurt? Yeah. Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile? All that in one toothpaste? Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums. Ah, Colgate Herbal. Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
Wakenya, hii fight hatukuchagua, lakini tuko na choice. Tuchague kujilinda. Tuchague kuprotect familia zetu. Tuchague usafi. Kuosha mikono. Kuosha manyumba zetu. Ndio tulinde watoto wetu. Na tuvae mask. Future yetu iko mikononi mwetu. Kenya, let's do it for the ones we love.
Thank you for staying with us on NTV tonight. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has dug up the body of a man who mysteriously went missing 2 months ago at Nunkopir area in Kitengela, Kajiado County. The man was found in his neighbor's home, buried under sand and building blocks. Gina Kirori has the details.
The family of 45-year-old Hebel Omondi, a Kitengela-based mechanic, has been a worried lot, having last seen him on the 12th of September. Nearly a month later, the family finally found Hebel, only he was dead. Police officers found his body in this compound belonging to a Kennedy Omondi upon tracking phone signals. His lifeless body lying on a shallow grave covered with sand and building stones, and while it has offered the family relief, the twist in the details still weighs heavily on them.
Anko yangu si mtu wa ile hasira, hata kama ameingia mahali kwa baa akiona unapiga kelele, hakuwa na mambo ya kupigana na watu ama vita, ni akiona mahali kelele iko mnamkosea anakuacha hapo kutoka.
Police have also been questioning Kennedy Omondi, who is in custody, over the incident.
He says they were trying to repair a certain motor vehicle, and in the process there was some accident. Because the vehicle, the gentleman, the deceased, was just down the vehicle, and then as they were trying to inject the gas, the vehicle started to move. So in the process, he was pressed down there.
A post-mortem examination to establish the cause of death has been scheduled. Gena Kerori, NTV.
Further afield, Ethiopian lawmakers have endorsed a 6-month state of emergency in the northern region of Tigray, a day after the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed ordered military intervention due to the escalation of a long-term feud and an attack on a military camp. The move is part of an attempt by Abiy to assert federal control over the region, whose ruling party has openly defied his leadership for months, branding him as illegitimate. More on that tomorrow at 1 p.m. For now, we take a break. We'll be back with the sports news.
From far with you. I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Disinfect and protect your home with Jik. Jik kills 99.9% of illness-causing germs. Disinfect floors, kitchen and bathroom surfaces, and wash white clothes, towels and dishcloths with Jik bleach. Just Jik it.
With the Stay Soft refill, saving money is as easy as snip, pour, mix with water, and shake. Stay Soft refill. It's 2 liters of Stay Soft for up to 30% less.
Pata kila kitu upendacho kwa M-Pesa kupitia *334#.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
Linda Assistia Mita na Absa, the official banking partner of the EPL in Africa. Stand a chance to win 1 million Kenya shillings every month when you deposit into your Absa personal or business account. That's Absa. That's Africanacity.
Get to Bonga 10 and enjoy 100 minutes Airtel to Airtel. Upgrade to Bonga Plus 20 to get 100 free minutes Airtel to Airtel, plus 10 additional minutes to all networks. Dial star 544 hash. Not just for a few, but for every one of you. Airtel, the honest network.
I love what I saw at Victory Gardens. The solar, street light, the water, service roads. It's just a home far away from home.
I would encourage everybody to go to Optiven. Actually, they are real. I wanted to build a retirement home. The serenity, the place is beautiful actually.
I am very happy and I am satisfied.
Thank you very much, Optiven. You have given me a home. I'm happy.
Optiven Limited, the pacesetters in real estate.
Kenya Medical Training College will hold its 88th graduation ceremony on December 3rd, 2020, virtually at KMTC Graduation Square, Nairobi from 10 a.m. Graduates must pay a graduation fee of 2,500 to National Bank. KMTC, training for better health.
It is important to note that the order by the Police Inspector General about a 20k fine if caught in public without a mask will not be the first time ya serikali kukula pesa ya mask. Also, it's the second time Kenyans will pay dearly for masks they have not worn.
Nikiona unanilenga. Kuna vile yani, siku hizi tulikuanga mabest. No, not your ancestors. What is controlling you? There's an evil thing. Because that is hate, isn't it?
So blue ticking is the work of the devil.
Aki, my God. Please.
Kulenga. What's the
Dr.
SI unit ya kulenga?
Hebu niambie wewe ni daktari.
Collect your invoice from our cash office at Times Tower Banking Hall or City Hall and Makadara offices and pay today only through the Nairobi County Revenue Collection accounts at Cooperative Bank of Kenya. You stand to gain 100% from the 100% waiver extension.
NTV Sport in association with Showmax.
A very good evening to you. Getting things off with the Kenya national under-20 football team that beat Sudan 2-1 in a friendly match played at the Nyayo National Stadium. Now, Ezeldin Abdurrahman put Sudan ahead in the 4th minute before Brian Wanyama leveled for Kenya in the 35th. Matthew Mwendwa then scored the winning goal in the 76th minute. Now, this is a second friendly for the Rising Stars against Sudan this week as Kenya prepares for the Sekafa Under-20 Championships set for Arusha, Tanzania from 22nd November. In the first friendly on Monday, the Rising Stars beat their opponents 3-1 at Kasarani Stadium. The Rising Stars are in Group C alongside Ethiopia and Sudan. The finalists will earn an automatic slot at the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations.
Come down, wana show ile mentality that tunaweza pia come down na tushinde. Of which naweza sema that an improvement pia from my players because last time it happened the same. So what you need to do is to make sure that now at concede.
Nice game. It's better than the first game, and I tell you, I tell your colleague, every game, next game, I'm sure, better than this game.
And let's shoot some hoops now. The last time that Kenya took part in the FIBA AfroBasket was 27 years ago. And with the second round of qualification for the 2021 edition less than 3 weeks away, the Morans look to replicate the heroics of the last generation.
The last year and a half has seen the national basketball team take steps in raising the profile of basketball to its former glory. The Morans secured a podium finish at the inaugural 2019 FIBA AfroChan, finishing second behind champions DR Congo in Bamako, Mali.
But Griffin Ligare, I don't think anyone is forgetting his name anytime soon.
Before winning 6 AfroBasket Zone 5 pre-qualifiers to advance to the next round in early 2020.
We were all about being ambassadors of change. We want to bring change in Kenya. We want to make sure that we also play with the top teams that are there in Africa. And that is the challenge that we took since last year.
Members of the national team have been in training at the Nyayo National Stadium Gymnasium ahead of the second round of this year's AfroBasket qualifiers. In order to qualify for Africa's top basketball festival, Kenya needs to finish in the top 3 of their 4 nations group in the qualifiers, scheduled for November 25th through to 29th in Kigali, Rwanda. Kenya is in a tough Group B, which will see the Morans jump off against Mozambique, 5-time winners Senegal, and 11-time champions Angola.
It's a challenging pool, but we see ourselves as contenders also. Yeah, we know Senegal is a good team, Angola is a good team, but we're also good. Yeah, it's just that now we're just new in the block, but we are as good as them.
A 19-man preliminary squad was selected in October, with some of the international-based players joining the team in phases.
We are not planning on changing anything because it's a working strategy and you don't change what is working for you.
Some international football now, and Timo Werner scored twice from the sport as Chelsea beat 10-man Rennes 3-0 in the UEFA Champions League Group E match played at Stamford Bridge. After the match, Frank Lampard praised Jorginho's professionalism, after the Italian gave penalty duties to Werner, who scored in the 10th minute before adding the second in the 41st. Tammy Abraham ensured Chelsea maintained. Eight of the 10 marathon majors that he's competed in. Philanthropist, father, husband, and all-round inspiration. From Nation Media Group, happy birthday, Eliud Kipchoge, or should I say, King Choge. And many more to come. All the best on that. Great. That winds it up on NTV Sport for tonight. I'm Ida Waringa. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.
NTV Sport in association with Showmax.
I certainly hope that the greatest of all time had a greatest of all time birthday. Well, that concludes NTV tonight, but we'll be back with more tomorrow night on NTV Weekend Edition. My name is Olive Burrows. Our sign language interpreter has been Flora Atino.
This is NTV.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice. I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology, to fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
It is important to note that the order by the Police Inspector General about a 20k fine if caught in public without a mask will not be the first time ya serikali kukula pesa ya mask. Also, it's the second time Kenyans will pay dearly for masks they have not worn.
Nikiona unanilenga. Kuna vile yani siku hizi tulikuanga mabest. No, not your ancestors. What is controlling you? There's an evil thing. Because that is hate, isn't it?
So blue ticking is the work of the devil.
Aki, my God. Please.
Sikulenga. What's the
Dr.
SI unit ya kulenga?
Hebu niambie wewe ni daktari.
Collect your invoice from our cash office at Times Tower Banking Hall or City Hall and Makadara offices and pay today only through the Nairobi County Revenue Collection account at Cooperative Bank of Kenya. You stand to gain 100% from the 100% waiver extension.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated GE. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.